moving on to another region which also has some amazing capabilities and opportunities, I'd like to, if I can, introduce you to Andrew Kossack from who's representing here ARI and the state of Indiana. And again, some lovely and amazingly diverse and exciting initiatives from Indiana. Andrew, can you tell us more?
Thanks so much, Mark. Really grateful for the opportunity to be with you in the group today, and excited to tell you more about what's happening in Indiana. So again, from the Applied Research Institute, or ARI, we're an Indiana-based nonprofit that partners with state and federal government, universities, and industry to catalyze innovation that furthers both national security and economic prosperity. So we do a lot of work with the Department of Defense, other federal agencies across the nation, but especially here in Indiana, leveraging the assets that we have here in the state. And I'm happy to say that Indiana is on the move in a number of ways when it comes to innovation. And given the theme of this session, I think it's important to note, like my friend Mark in Arizona, it's a reflection not only of the state's efforts and policies, but this sort of federal focus on catalyzing innovation in regions outside of the Boston. So Mindy and Julie did a great job of setting that federal policy context, particularly around that regional hub program. I was privileged to have a unique view into that legislation because until I joined ARI earlier this year, I worked for Indiana's United States Senator, Senator Young, for 5 years, and he was the lead Republican author of the CHIPS and Science Act. So it's gratifying to see that we've now reached this implementation stage after the years of legislative kind of fits and starts. And Indiana was privileged to be designated as one of those 31 Tech Hub designations last month, specifically in the biotechnology manufacturing area. So our hub is called Heartland BioWorks. ARI is the lead entity of that hub. And I'll say a little bit more about that in a moment, but if you'll forgive a bit more boasting about Indiana, I'm excited to share we were also named a Microelectronics Hub through the Department of Defense's Microelectronics Commons program. That's a $2 billion program in the CHIPS Act to secure the U.S. DoD's supply chain in semiconductors. ARI is also leading that hub. It's one of 8 around the country. Illinois and Michigan are part of that sort of Midwest effort. And then we were also named a clean hydrogen hub. That's one of 7 throughout the country. The Midwest hub, that's about a $1 billion investment out of a $7 billion program in the Midwest to create a clean hydrogen production and distribution network. So we're administering about 25 million of that in the initial year. So with respect to that Biotech Hub, quickly, again, Heartland BioWorks, you can find us at heartlandbioworks.com or indianatechhub.com. The focus of that hub will be around small scale and startup biotech manufacturing activities, so assisting small businesses, entrepreneurs, inventors with their initial biotech manufacturing activities, helping them hopefully get across that valley of death and into a place where they can expand. Indiana brings some unique capabilities to the biotech space. We have the most pharma exports of any state. We've got the headquarters of Eli Lilly, as well as Corteva Agriscience, which is the largest now agriscience company in the world. And then Elanco Animal Health is the second largest in the animal health space. So as a lot of policymakers look to a more one bio approach where they're looking at the entire food chain from plant science to animal science and human health and how that's all interrelated, we're in a unique position to leverage across all those verticals. We were the only state to manufacture all 3 of the COVID-19 vaccines, and generally the most manufacturing intensive state in the nation. So what we hope to achieve through this Tech Hub designation is to become known as the global epicenter of biotech manufacturing. So where biotech innovators go to make and distribute their products. So hopefully you'll see more of us from that standpoint. You'll see us in places like Boston, attracting the biotech innovators where they may invent the product in Boston, but we hope they come to Indiana to make it and to distribute the product from there. And as alluded to by others, Indiana being in the Midwest, we have that lower cost of living and great quality of life to offer as those folks are looking to expand their operations. So we've got some private sector, sort of validations of this kind of strategy and some of the state and federal policies. Eli Lilly just invested 3.7 billion, committed to investing 3.7 billion in a manufacturing site northwest of Indianapolis. And then the city of Fishers, which is the northeast suburb, has seen about 750 million in biotech investments in just the last 2 years from the private side. So there are a lot more great places to expand around the state. My friend Stefan from Northeast Indiana could tell you a lot about Electric Works and some of the other sites they have available there. I think we work great together as a state, but maybe I'll pause there given that we are a little constrained for time. It's a pleasure to be with you.